I've just gone out and done something completely on an impulse, and I've bought an E30. I've got no regrets for that decision, but I'm going to tell you how I got there. My E46 M3, I really love that car. It's the perfect balance. It does everything. It's got performance, it's usable, it's fun. It's pretty much what I've said is a car that's really difficult to replace, which is why this is not a replacement. My 2002, it does nothing, and that's precisely the problem, and it's done nothing for 4 years. Cheers, mate. The car is progressing, and I've just got more and more carried away with it as it's gone on, and the fact that I've never actually driven it, I think that was a big mistake. I should have at least repaired it, even if I just drove it around the block. I think that was a mistake that I made, and I think as cool as it's going to be, I needed something to fill that gap, and I wanted a classic car to have some fun in over the summer. I've been banging on about it for the past 7 years, and anyone who knows me will have heard me say it probably 100 times. I should never have sold my E30. Then I start going on about how the E30 prices are going up, and I wish I'd never sold mine because it was worth so much more money now, and it was such a good car, and I sold it for nothing. I've done a lot of procrastinating, I've done a lot of moaning, and I thought, you know what, life's too short, just go out and get another one. So we'll have a little walk around and I'll explain the spec of this one. It's quite unique, and it's very different to what I would have done in the past. My past E30 was 1050 kilograms. It had 888s, Willwoods, it was stripped, it had a cage, bucket seats, M52 B28, a 410 diff. It was a very quick, very fun car, and as much as this is nostalgic, it's very slow. We'll be trying to find a happy medium with this one, I think. I'm very interested to know, what was that one car that got away for yourself? We're all car enthusiasts, we all regret selling at least one car, so comment below, what was it for you? Doesn't matter how bad it is or how embarrassing, no judgment, I promise. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about why I made this decision. First of all, I think E30s are really not a bad place to put money at all. They are appreciating pretty quickly. Obviously the M3s, the limited edition M3s are six-figure cars now, and as you'd expect, the lower models are starting to follow. The 325s are going for pretty strong money. They've probably tripled in value in the past few years. So I just thought a very basic spec cool one would be a good car to start with for content, because I'd rather do things myself, and if I could get like a nice sort of honest little car and have a bit of fun with it and then start to modify it, I thought that was a good place to start. Obviously walking around, if you don't know E30s, I'll explain some of the modifications. This is an IS lip on the front, basically from the sport models. I think it actually kind of works quite well with the chrome bumpers from the older car. I think the chrome is usually something that I would hate, but with Dolphin Grey, I think it actually contrasts really well, and I think it's quite an elegant, cool looking car. The wheels, so I wasn't sure when I first saw the photo of this car, and when I turned up in person, I actually think the wheels look a lot better, and a few people that have already popped round to see it have said the same thing. They weren't so sure in the photos, but they look so much better. So I'm not sure exactly how it'll come across in the video, but these are BBS style 19s. They are a BMW wheel, but they are manufactured by BBS, and if you are very observant, you will know that that's a 5-stud wheel, and it's from the E34, I believe. So much bigger, much wider, and wouldn't usually fit on an E30. Because it's 5-stud, and the E30s are typically 4-stud, barring the M3. This has got E36 brakes, disc brakes all around, E36 hubs, E36 lower arms, and E36 Bilstein struts with lowering springs. However, I think that the rears have been changed at some point because the rear seems to sit higher than it should, so I'll try and correct that. The front, if you've noticed, the wheel actually sits a little bit too far back in the arch. This is partially because of the E36 alignment is different, so we'll have to change the lollipop bushes and extend them to bring the wheel more into the centre and correct the steering. When I do this, I plan to also fit the purple tag steering rack, which is something I had on my old E30. Transform the steering, it was a lot quicker and it just felt great, so I will definitely do that again, and I think that'll make good content for anyone who hasn't already done it on their E30. It's definitely worthwhile. I think it's a very nice colour and it's especially iconic for the E30s. On to something that I don't like so much. This is the only automatic car I have ever owned, and obviously I do plan to change that eventually, but my wife can only drive automatics, and I thought it would be fun if she could drive this and then learn to drive manual in it. And she hasn't actually seen the car yet, so yeah, we'll see how that goes down. Houndstooth Recaros from a Sport. These are actually very rare. If you can see, there's a little tear in that one, so it's going to have to be fixed. I searched eBay because I was curious about these seats, and there is a set for sale at the moment for £2,600. Like, whether he gets that or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, strong money for some parts. This door will be changed because it started to rust at the bottom, but it's really not worth fixing. You can get doors for fairly cheap. There will be some bodywork to do. I will do the sills because they've had some bad repairs in the past and they just don't look too great. I'd rather the car was solid before I start giving it more power. Oh, just look at it. It is just a cool car. I'm a bit of a fanboy already, I'm not gonna lie. There was only one t-shirt for this occasion. After picking the car up yesterday, we were passing through Tadcaster, extremely northern town, or is it a city? I'm not sure actually, I'll look that one up. Basically the whole place is a brewery. They just make lots of beer. A lot of people just turn around and they like the car, and you know, people of all ages, kids, old people, middle-aged people. I even had a guy walk off his drive and shout, "Hey up, nice car pal." Northern. I was quite surprised at that, if I'm honest, because obviously, as you know, I drive an M3 on a daily basis, so I'm quite used to people shouting. So we actually passed through Germany on the way home on the Autobahn, so it pushes into 3 figures, but it takes a while to get there, and it's just a fun car, but it brakes well. Suspension's compliant. As I mentioned, it's Bilsteins, and the rears are actually adjustable AVO dampers, which I think spring rates and dampening wise, the car's actually set up fairly well. As I mentioned, there's a few things to correct at the steering rack and the caster, and just bits and bobs, but I think it's actually going to be a fun series because the car's going to stay on the road, so it's going to be a progression of a drivable car, and I'll be able to update with how things feel as the car goes on. So if you like the E30, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to watch the build, obviously subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we will see you again, because I'm planning to do a first drive video with this car.